Now, as I mentioned earlier,
Do you want another one or no?
the problem
Really?
Well, I'll
which
eat
we
it now
are
that it's
facing,
here.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to
Unless you want it.
No, you
as a
eat it,
matter
you
of
like
fact,
them.
Okay.
lot
then I'll
of
put 'em away,
problems
okay?
Okay.
in Africa, and now latest Ukrainian problem, and Northern Africa, the Syria, and also Israel and Palestine problems. All these, see, actually, our own creation. The basis of this problem, we very much emphasis on secondary level of differences. We just neglect or forget oneness of humanity. So on the level of secondary level, yes, my nation, their nation, my religion, their religion, then a lot of differences. So that creates strong concept of we and they. That's the basis of violence, basis of conflict. And then people who very much emphasize interest for oneself or one's own people, one's own nation, regardless what others feel. And ultimately, they themselves also not necessarily happy. Too much emphasis your own area, your own people, and creates distance from other. Eventually, you feel lonely. Society level also. If you think oneself, one's own family, and don't care other, then all your neighbors, eventually, you see, you get suspicion, distrust. That brings fear. That brings loneliness, helplessness. Once we open, we are same human being. They want happy life. I want happy life. On that basis, you see, develop genuine sort of sense of oneness of humanity. Then all these problems on the basis of secondary level of differences then reduce. We are now beginning of 21st century. Look, 20th century, a lot of bloodshed. Some historians say the 20th century, over 200 millions of people killed, and also use nuclear weapon on human life, on human being. So that immense sort of suffering, immense sort of violence really brought better world. No. The beginning of this 21st century, a lot of killing. Particularly, you see, the innocent people. And during this civil war, yes, first casualty is innocent people, women, children. So this is the sort of also the impact of 20th century's negligence about our inner value. And too much emphasis, we and they. So if this sort of mental attitude remain, I think this 21st century also will not be a happy one. That nobody want. Everyone want to see happy life, happy world. Isn't it? So therefore, now we must think, what is the real causes of this man-made problem? Then, not technology. Technology, very helpful if you use for meaningful way. Technology used for destructive way, then very dangerous, including nuclear weapon. Right? Like that. So therefore, now time come. I think in the 20th century, in the past, I think we very much sort of emphasis about material development. Cars, televisions, all sorts of things. Even I think each month is a new product, and everybody excited, and a lot of advertising, isn't it? And when you see some advertising, and I think most of you, think about your pocket, sufficient money or not to buy that, isn't it? So therefore, that's almost, I think, the way of life like that. Too much emphasis about material value. And then, I think, unfortunately, existing education system itself is very much oriented about material value. Not much talk about the inner value. Of course, only those religious sort of tradition talks about love, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance, these things. Then secular education field, not much talk about that. I think that's the unfortunate thing. Now we must promote inner value through education. That